Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, fuck! Why can't I hear my eye? Oh, okay. That's my issue.
Did I do it? Am I the problem?
No. I think it's. What's going on here? Okay. Fix it now. Okay.
I thought you said there was no scuff.
There's always cough. I lied to you. Okay.
Can't believe you lied to me like that. Really? Today? When we're talking about monsters, you lie to me? You lie to me.
It's just a white lie, you know.
No, it's
Innocent lie. Okay, let's give this space for the chat. Okay. So yeah, today we're talking about monster creating. Yeah, monster creation. Definitely nothing romantic or sexual about monsters. Yeah, no, nothing about them.
You lied to me when we started the stream.
But I did. It was not real. Was it really a lie?
I brought my permit and everything. I'm gonna leave.
Look. It's just that we need some. We do need the permit to talk about some of the monsters. You know. I need the permit.
Using me for my permit?
It's very hard to get one. You know. People are like, oh,
you gotta be a connoisseur.
You say connoisseur, but all the time it's like, oh, if you don't like this type of monster, you cannot be one. It's like, what? It's just that type. It's like, no. That's enough. You're not one. It's like, God, it's such a gatekeeping community there.
I won't gatekeep it.
I will. I'm just saying, I will romance the vampire.
Yeah. That's how we do it.
We are just starting fine. You're good.
Yeah.
Just take a seat. Grab some coffee. You can also grab a bird. They're on a 2-for-1 special right now.
Yeah, birds. We've found out they're pretty lucrative, actually. You know, you can.
Yeah.
You can just go ahead and get them.
Yeah. Instead of buying chocolates, we're using the birds now. We figured out.
It works out.
Yeah, I figured out that they actually are many of them. They look very similar, so they're actually family members, and there's a lot of them. And they say, "Oh, yes, I'm Pedro," and it's like, "Oh, it's a different Pedro," you know.
Very much.
I have some wine in the basement. Oh, you're getting ready for the vampires too, Pine. I see.
You on Twitter, Iris, about vampires. When am I not talking about vampires?
I think at least 80% of the time when I tell you Iris is about vampires, or vampires end up being involved on the topic.
This is just my natural state. And it's just how I am.
We did talk about vampires in the last stream.
Yes, we did. We did talk about vampires last stream.
Yeah, we talk about, and this goes on with the topics that actually I want to hit today. It's like there are many ways to go along monsters, and we discussed about many types of vampires, and we talk about Nosferatus, and you know, and yeah, it's nothing.
You know, speaking of Nosferatu, a little off topic. Did you see the new Nosferatu trailer?
Oh, the movie?
Yeah!
Oh, it looks great. It looks really good.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I gotta say, with vampire movies, it's a very big hit or miss with me. I don't know if you have watched the Dracula series on Netflix, the 3 1-hour movies, or so they have.
I have.
Yeah, that one's I actually did like that. It shows many aspects of Dracula with some rumors and stuff like that. But with Nosferatu, Nosferatu basically has not become popular at all after vampires were handsome.
Would you like to know some Nosferatu fun facts?
Go ahead.
Did you know Nosferatu The original 1922 edition of the movie was sued by Bram Stoker's estate for plagiarism.
Huh? For plagiarism? Plagiarizing what?
For plagiarism. For plagiarizing Dracula.
Okay, kind of makes sense.
They only changed a few details. Everything else in Nosferatu is almost like exactly the same as Dracula. The main things they changed were names, and then they also changed locations. But other than that, almost everything in the story is like almost the same as Dracula.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially because when you talk about vampires or Dracula and stuff like that, if you go to any listing of Draculas, they include Nosferatu. Nosferatu is actually Dracula.
Yes. But extra fun fact, they won. Actually, they did win that plagiarism suit, and all copies of the movie were ordered to be burned, except for a single copy, which is why we know about Nosferatu today outside of obscure film literature.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. So what? Huh? You know, kind of makes sense with the whole Dracula surviving after being burnt. Usually it's like that.
It's an additional little treat on the docket because it is very interesting that is a fact. And now we have Nosferatu in SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, the Nosferatu SpongeBob, like who's flicking the lights? Ah, Nosferatu.
He cameos in SpongeBob pretty frequently.
Really? I don't remember that one.
There's been some modern ones.
Oh, okay, I see. I have not watched. As many people have not watched the modern SpongeBob. But about monster crafting, creating, yeah, that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with monster creation, there are many ways to go about it. The only thing that you need to be aware on TTRPGs about creating monsters is that eventually, no matter how much your players like combat, people are gonna get bored if they have exactly the same thing again and again. Eventually. It might be 2 sessions, it might be 100 sessions. But if it's gonna be the same, oh, it's goblins again, I have fought goblins 100 times. You have to focus on making twists. That is the reality of it. It doesn't matter if it's almost the same. You just have to make some twists in it. Like, for example, we are talking about goblins. Why not give something unexpected there? Let's make the goblin a vampire. That's okay, a vampire too. Or, you know, a little bit more twist. You can add a class to it. You can make it a barbarian, and then you have like this miniature goblin that is super strong and is tanking a lot of damage. Or maybe it's not tanking a lot of damage because goblins have about little HP usually. So you have a lot of small goblins that suddenly can take one hit and do a little bit more damage because they're barbarians, or they can dodge fireballs, stuff like that. You cannot just small extra ability. Maybe they regrow their arm, you know? That is the short guess of monster creation before going into the long of it. But yeah, in general, you want to work with unexpected, and that is something that is very known on monster creation, especially when we're talking about Call of Cthulhu. The creator of it stated that horror, especially, what you want, there is nothing more scarier than the things that you know. You have to leave things to the imagination, or things that people are not actually expecting in this case, to make the situation interesting or dramatic. So, taking along with that, in monster creation, it's not as difficult as it sounds. A lot of your best friend on monster creation is always going to be let me zoom in to make a better statement of this. Give me a second. It's always gonna be having a bestiary with you. Yeah, a bestiary with you. You know, you have to have a lot about monsters. The more you know about them, the more you can base on things that already exist because you don't need to base on new things about it. It's always nice to be like, oh, I think I have seen this before. It's a vampire. Okay, we can kill it by doing this. And it's like, okay, it's fun the first time. After 10 vampires that oh, that's a weakness, it's a vampire. You know, there is a reason why in a lot of media suddenly Dracula it's immune to some of stuff or can resist or tolerate it. Because usually the stronger vampire doesn't have that weakness or has something that contrasts it, like magic or something else. You have to make some stuff special. You cannot just make the same common thing again and again. And I feel like I'm talking about too much vampires now.
I don't think it's too much. Is it ever too much?
I think it is. I don't know.
There's never too much.
You sure?
There's never too much vampires.
No. Wait. Oh fuck! I got no. You cannot marry them.
That's a lie.
Okay, how are you gonna take the vampires to church if the vampires are afraid of crosses?
You don't have to go to church. You can get married in a courthouse.
Okay.
There are workarounds. And have somebody come out. There are non-denominational.
Well, you can have a church wedding with a vampire.
That's fine. Who said I wanted that?
So, I just gotta find a DM that will let me. What the fuck? Honestly, that's true. I gotta say, I have committed the sin of making monsters romanceable. To be fair, I don't pick the animalistic looking monster for that shit. Mostly to avoid issues, to be honest.
That's fair.
But again, unexpected is always good. If we're talking about the end that will allow you to marry them, then we're talking about the end that will either allow you to be evil or will allow the unexpected and allow the vampire to, you know, not be so evil. Or if we go with vampire lore and are incorporated with this, is vampires, one of their traits is that they are obsessive. They have big obsessions. They are genderless. So
they can be.
Yeah, it depends. It depends. They can be genderless. That's the right wording.
They can. They can be. They might have a tendency for it.
They have a tendency for it. They might be a little bit toxic, but you know, that's alright.
That's never a bad thing.
No, but I've been serious here in part of it. The whole like premise, if you watch Castlevania the series, the whole premise of why Dracula is starting to be good is because of his wife, and the whole premise of why he then decided to fuck every human up is that, well, they kill his wife. That's really it. He had an obsession with her.
Hey, if you lost the one person in this world who made you feel like a whole complete person, you'd probably want to burn the world to death too.
That's fair. That's fair.
Especially if you knew exactly who took them away.
Yeah, but we're talking about
and you had a direct reason.
We're talking about not killing that one person or torturing just that one person. We're talking about, okay, let's get all the race now.
You gotta get rid of... The issue is not the issue is not the one person, it's the system. And unfortunately, humans run the system, so now we gotta get rid of them.
Oh, it's the situation of, oh, I cannot fix the system. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
Damn. So vampires are like, oh, I cannot fix it. Let's kill it. I get it.
But I can fix them.
Do you really want to fix them? I don't keep
No.
I don't feel that you have the sign of your sign there doesn't say vampire fixer.
I can make one.
I can make it.
Oh,
You should, to be honest.
Vampire fixer. Vampire mechanic.
Mechanic. But yeah, you gotta. But let's get a bit of back in trade. You gotta make them individuals. Vampires don't give the impact that when you say Dracula, Nosferatu, Alucard, they have a name. They have very big impact of it, and they became very big in lore. Not just because they were vampires, but because of what they do, what they can do. And again, we are talking about Dracula right now, and it's like, oh, this is what happened with this vampire. And of course, Dracula is the vampire when we're talking about vampires. But still, that applies to everything. If we go like back again to simple things like goblins, like Boblin the silly goblin that's very unique because it's silly, it's dumb, it has a dumb name. People are not gonna remember all the goblins they fight. They're not gonna. They may remember something interesting that happened on one combat, but they are fucking gonna remember Boblin the Goblin saying silly things around the fight, or dropping literally trying to attack someone with marbles, and not doing any damage with them. They will if they're hot.
See, Toshi, the crux of this monster creation segment that you're putting on together right now, the crux of the monster mash, if you will, is that people really want to mash monsters.
God damn. I mean, I cannot completely blame it, but
Right.
Just some are no, and that's the reason I cannot get the permit. That's the reason I cannot get the permit. But we're gonna.
I mean, you're right. You got to make a monster memorable for it to count.
Yeah. So to make it memorable, there are more than a few ways to get it. First of all, you have to give them a need. As simple as it sounds, they have to have a desire. Something that is, oh, thank you for the follow, but yeah, you have to give them a desire, something that it's more than just how to say it, more than just, oh, I want to kill, I want to eat humans. We were talking not before the stream about this CSP monster that makes people think they are toasters.
Ah, yeah.
Want to explain that a little bit, Aris? You're the expert.
Oh, yeah, I can certainly do that. Let's see. So, for those of you who are unaware, a lot of what I do in my spare times, I like to read SCP articles. And my favorite SCP article, or one of my favorites, is a toaster. This toaster can only be referred to in the first person, as in you must talk as the toaster when describing said toaster. And the longer in proximity you spend around the toaster, the more you think you're a toaster. Eventually, you will start trying to do toaster things, like sticking your fingers into wall outlets and shoving bread into your open maw.
To be fair, many people do that without thinking toasters.
Yeah, but it's a little bit different when you think you're a toaster.
I gotta make a comment about this. When we were talking about it, the toaster, like, oh, what needs can I give to a toaster? Like that makes people think they're toasters. Maybe that toaster has the feeling of loneliness. Maybe they want to make friends, you know? That's why people end up becoming toasters, acting like toasters, or, you know, maybe he's wanting to turn them into toasters somehow. I don't know. That's a need they can have. And if we go a little bit deeper into what is actually like monsters or or something that's horrifying, because usually you want to go with something that's scary or something that your players want to take seriously. When we go with that, with, well, not only players, this applies also to writing stuff. We can always take inspiration on that. Instead of putting the toaster, we create this monster that really likes toasters, that literally eats toasters. So this monster, we put the same ideology as this toaster, that is making human change and turning into thinking as if they were toasters, because he only eats toasters. He's not gonna eat a normal human. Yuck. No, he wants one that puts bread into their mouth, thinking that they're a toaster, that hooks their fingers into a socket. That's what they want to eat, and they won't take anything else. And that is a big mentality into it. If that you can have different type of needs. One is physical. Let's say that monster maybe even cursed. He's cursed like that. He needs to eat like that. There is no other way. Usually with physical needs, monsters tend to be a little bit more animalistic. So if you want to go for that, that's fine. Hunger is a fine need. It's not the most interesting. I gotta say, a lot of the times when I go with hunger for a need, my players go with the, okay, let's make them food, and I'm like, oh, okay, okay, I guess they can solve it like that. It's like, oh, fuck, I wanted to have this interesting, but they also have having fun, so it's fine. Now, there is the fact of survival. All the time, you can have survival as a fact, and we can get back to eating, but it's not necessarily eating. Or if we go back to eating, we can put like, oh, evil squirrels that eat humans, you know, they need to survive through winter, so they now start killing a lot of humans and not eating them to store them for winter, stuff like that. And in general, with safety needs, you know, they are protecting their territory. Or maybe, you know, a human went into the territory, killed one, and it's like, okay, we cannot have this shit happening. We need now to kill the humans because we don't feel safe around it. That can be still a little bit animalistic, but you can put that into a lot of intelligent kind of monsters too. Now, the other one is community needs, which we already talked about it. Friendship, making alliances. These are usually the creatures that you can mash.
I like that term. I like that term, mash.
This is the monster mash. Okay.
Do the monster mash. It was a graveyard bash. Do the mash.
Yeah. So usually those are the monsters that want friendship, maybe romance, maybe even they want a family, stuff like that. And you don't necessarily need to go like, oh, they want that with your players, but maybe, you know, it's the classic mama bear protecting their son. There are many ways you can go with it, and going with that need of a community. We're also talking about, maybe you're talking with an intelligent monster, maybe you're talking with a vampire, and somehow you piss them off. You know, you piss that vampire off. So of course, you didn't do it on purpose, and now he calls their friends to help him because, you know, he has the need of a friendship and family and stuff like that. So it's now bringing the community together to be against you. And of course, you didn't want that. You only wanted one vampire, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, but yeah. Okay. Let's say I believe that.
I hope so.
I hope so. No, but yeah, going seriously about this. Then we can go to more conflicts and personal needs. This is what I mean with complex and personal need. Is one is more of about a philosophy. Usually, you do want it with monsters. It usually goes along with context. Uh, with context of basically intelligent monsters that follows what is like a more complicated nature of them. This goes a lot into what uh, TTRPGs like Call of Cthulhu try to represent. Like, oh, this is a representation of fear, this is a representation of anger, this is a representation of loneliness, whatever. With those situations, let's say we need to go with a representation of capitalism. That monster will be showing like traits, or will be giving options of, hey, if you pay us money, we can allow this, or you know what, let's go with something a little bit more demonic in a sense, with more rules of that shit. You know what, I'm gonna kill. That this monster is focusing on the poorest character, the one that's carrying less money.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot about focus on what you want to represent through that, and it doesn't need to be complicated. If player, you feel like, oh, how my players gonna even realize this? I want all of them. What the fuck? The easy way to represent it is that with intelligent monsters, I will always suggest to make them do comments.
Mm-hmm.
If they're silly, if they're dumb, if they're smart, whatever, all comments are good, because that is giving the essence of uniqueness. A monster that is just hitting and hitting is gonna be the same, no matter what ability you give it. And with this, with the needs, we can always reflect them mechanically and all that, but we now need to go to a topic I kinda didn't want to go deep into it because it is a long one. Kinds of monsters. If you have ever opened one of the Game Master Best Friends, and to be honest, I have read a lot of TTRPG books, and the ones that I still keep referring back to is the monster manuals, because it's always nice to go there and feel some inspiration of things that you can tweak a little, or you can literally take some of their stuff that they have to add into something else. A lot of times I literally mix two monsters together to make something. But there are types of monsters for a reason. And when I talk about it, it's like we have the monsters that are more beast-like, humanoid-like, based on folklore, gods, yokai, whatever you name it. No anime even. Knowing about lore, knowing about stuff, SCP, whatever, it's a big thing into it. Never be afraid of grabbing those sorts of inspiration and putting just into your stories. You don't need to take everything. Just some small thing. Yeah, SCP. Forgot the nouns. What were the nouns, Harris?
Like, what do you mean for the nouns for SCP?
Yeah. For SCP, what did the letters mean?
Are you talking about like the classifications?
No. What does SCP stand for?
Oh, secure, contain, protect.
Yeah, secure, contain, protect. I forgot. Oh yeah, we can talk about the classifications.
I mean, I can.
Yeah, you can. I cannot, to be honest.
I can. I don't know how beneficial to this conversation it'll be, but I certainly could.
I think it can be very beneficial.
What I say? Big yawn. In general, there are a few different classifications for SCPs. The big ones, the main ones that you're going to run into more often than not, are safe, which means it's safe, it can be contained, it can be taken care of in a...
Harris? I'm listening to you. Oh fuck, the hotel missed me.
What?
Oh, I lost your audio for a second. They can be contained was the last thing I heard. Oh, I'm losing your audio again. Let me try to restart the call. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Am I alive?
Are you?
I don't know.
If you don't know, how can I even know that? Did you count us alive?
Based on the hit book, I have no mouth and I must scream, technically.
Hmm.
On technicality.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Wonderful. SCP.
Yeah.
The big three that you're gonna run into classification wise is safe, which means that a SCP can be properly contained without risk of containment breach. They are very easy to contain and don't really require as much. Well, not really easy to contain, but they just lack
Mhm.
the need for additional containment.
Huh. So
Um,
basically, classification is the danger, or how hard are they to control in general.
yeah, essentially.
That is honestly a good way in a series, or in general. Like, I'm thinking, like, you have the classic anime campaign where you can just put
Mhm.
like, oh, this monster is this, and this classification. That way, you can put expectations into players and have. I'm sorry, I haven't a level evil thoughts on this. You can have that monster that is, oh, this is a super easy to contain monster, and this is something that I remember back then on Marvel movies. There
Mhm.
was this cat, which I forgot the name of, that is basically an elder entity that eats humans. You can have that as,
Mhm.
oh, it's very easy to contain,
Mhm.
and you can have the unexpected things of either they never discovering how dangerous something is actually is, and they having to surprise play like that, and
Mhm.
that way you can surprise them with unexpected situations where it's like they're taking something easy. Oh, this is an easy mission. Oh, damn it, we're basically picking up grass again. And
Well, one of the interesting things about being classified as something like safe is the fact that it doesn't necessarily negate the dangers of being around something. It just means that it's containable
mm-hmm.
easily.
Yeah, exactly. But if you know players, they're not gonna think that.
Nope. Uh, there's kind of a middle ground, which is called Euclid. Euclid is kind of, it can be contained properly, but it's very difficult at times to keep it contained, and you have to keep an eye on it. Um, and then there is Keter, and Keter is very difficult to contain, very prone to breaching containment, and very dangerous to have out. Uh,
Okay, yeah, I can see it. And
a lot
honest,
of people make the mistake of considering these to be classifications on how dangerous something is. It is not. Something could be very harmless and it just teleports all over the place, and that's why they can't contain. And that's why it's Keter.
that's fair, to be honest. And there's also some that are basically allow themselves to be contained, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, they literally like enjoy being like a maze, basically, or stuff like that. And talking about that, this gives me a segue into talking about rumors and legends. When we talk about rumors and legends, I gotta be honest with you, exaggerate as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it eventually true if it's needed, and just surprise your players like, oh, this monster once dug a hole, dug a tunnel into a mountain, and this is the tunnel that the monster made. Maybe it's not real, maybe it is real. You don't have to decide it then and that and now. You can just decide it later when combat enters, like, oh fuck, the rumors were real. The fuck. And the fact about it is that you can get people a little bit more excited about it. And again, it
Mhm.
plays a little bit into the uniqueness of rumors and giving names of stuff and shit like that. Uh, like for example, uh, one of the times on the early times of my campaign, I gave a very strong monster to be around that was not supposed to be defeatable at the moment. You know, it was kind
Mhm.
of like a psychic frog dog thing. I don't remember
Mhm.
the specifications of it, but the thing is that the psychic dog, they were like, okay, let's fight it, and immediately it starts doing psychic things, and they are like, fuck no, fuck this. Let's get the fuck out of here. And the way it works is that the psychic, how his psychic worked, because it was more of an animal. It didn't speak, or at least it didn't have a language that they could understand or whatever. They hear it as a howling sound.
Mhm.
So a year after that, I told them like, you're hearing this psychic howling sounds. They were like, fucking no. And they started running away just because they presented the rumors of it. But I gotta say, it was a very big difference from early days in the campaign in that point.
Mhm.
Because at that point, they could easily take care of it, you know?
Mhm.
But it is that sort of thing that you don't necessarily need to happen to players. But having rumors, having legends of, oh, this person, oh, that was very strong, this thing happened, they carry a castle, they move, they burn an entire village, whatever. There's many ways you can go with a rumor and players to be prepared for it, and then have the rumor slightly twist into what actually happened in a sort of situation.
Mhm.
And again, you don't want to do it super often with that sense, because at some point people might get used to uh, being lied to or just not listen to rumors.
Mhm.
You do want things to switch back and forth. You don't again, you always have to play with expectations with making monsters. And if you ever want to go with playing with expectations, the easiest way again is with your best friend, the monster manual.
Mhm.
You can always just go along, grab one monster up there, and go to another page. Grab one or two abilities of it, or just give them some player abilities. It is as simple as that. And that is honestly not the best way to go for it, but is the easiest. If
Mhm.
we are talking about the best way to go for it, in my opinion, is grabbing anything that inspires you and translating into a monster. What do I mean by that? This is goes along with character creation too.
Mhm.
It's the whole thing about, I want to do this. I want a monster that teleports around. I want a monster that reads the mind and abuses that. I want a monster that it's blue. I don't know. You can get the ability about blue, and then you, oh, it's blue and it's making everything blue. That's his ability.
Mhm.
And when we go, for example, oh, I just want something that teleports, and you go, you look for whatever, and or decide to go whatever you want, and then it's like, okay, he can teleport. Then how do I make this work mechanically? And there are a few ways. You can always grab the Viserion trying to find a monster that kind of does something similar, and just grab those abilities.
Mhm.
But I honestly would suggest to do something that it's uncommon on the game. And how to do that, it's very simple. It's things that your players wouldn't be able to do. Uh it feels a little bit cheating sometimes to some, depending on how strong you go with it. So you do need to be careful. But again with it is the whole, okay, maybe every time that the enemies hit, they teleport somewhere else randomly. Gonna be annoying as fuck.
Mhm.
It's gonna be annoying, but is gonna be interesting. And the next time they see a creature like that, is like, oh, it's one of those fuckers. And they will now be memorable because of it, because they were annoying. Maybe not because they were interesting. Maybe they were not super strong. And then you can like, oh, it's one of those fuckers. Just ignore them. And then you put them in a situation where they're a little bit more useful. Maybe they're with another monster or in a place where they can literally activate traps every time they teleport and affect the whole party. There are a lot of way to just give some foreshadow into what the monster is, and then taking actual advantage of it now that the people understand a little bit more about the monster. And then again, you can work with the unexpected. Maybe suddenly the monster evolves a little bit, and now it can breathe fire. It's always, again, it's always playing with that part. And now I'm gonna go back a little bit into making a comment as a monster enemy. To be fair, most of the time, what everyone goes, even me, it's gloating. Uh, Monsters that are very believe too much on their strength, think you're pathetic and all that. But even that can get tired. Mix it up a bit, make the monster pathetic back and forth. Make the monster sad. Like, oh, stop moving. There is no meaning in you resisting. We're gonna end anyway. Nihilism, anything really, and or me like, oh, I'm gonna murder you, and then he just suddenly trips, and lands in his face, gets planted on the floor, painted red. Now they cannot see, so around, oh, your fucking magic's too strong. What did you do to me? Undo it, you fucking wizard. Stuff like that. You can always go around making silly stuff. And again, is the whole fact that if you're going with the same, nothing is memorable. And that goes along with anything. If we're talking about games, for example, you go along saying like, oh, this game is very good, and you go play it, and it's a very old game, and the controls are not the best anymore, and stuff like that. And you go and you're like, oh, this game is not as good, but it's old, and the story's fine. It's great. It's good. It's okay. But if you release, and this is something that has happened with game companies, that a game with that same level of quality is gonna be going down. It's not new. It's the same again, and that is the reason that a lot of people complain like, oh, it's another isekai story. It's another Souls game, roguelike, and stuff like that. Giving it your unique spin to things is always important.
For sure.
And when we go with that, I mentioned about making unique abilities and stuff like that, but don't just use the unique ability. The interesting monster that you can make is gonna be, oh, is that psychic thing. Try to give it one strong ability that really feels like it's important, and then a weaker weird ability. Like we have that monster that teleports, but sometimes instead of teleporting, he drops bananas on your head. I don't know. Just some dumb stuff, or some silly, or interesting in general in many ways. Yeah, it can be fire. It can be switching fire to ice damage when they get to half their health. Like, oh, they're now half their health. Now they're not heating up, and they now need to cool down. So they produce a lot of cold now, and now switching to cold damage. Then you switch the resistance to oh, now they're resistant to cold damage, and now the extra damage from fire. And there is quite a few things to go with it. with this, I do gotta talk about one thing, and sorry if I'm focusing too much on the DM side of things.
You're good.
Uh,
If I could stop yawning, that would be amazing. Oh god.
now we know Iris is the yawning monster too.
I'm very eepy.
Oh well, we already knew you're an EP person in general.
I'm a little eepy, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little hungry. I can
Uh.
smell fish in the next room.
Oh, that's not helping.
Hungry.
We can keep it short. We can go for just another 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
Okay. So again, with this, you will say, but Toshi, if I grab a monster, give them extra abilities, like I give them the barbarian's abilities, rogue abilities, wizard abilities, or whatever abilities, isn't that affecting how difficult the combat is? Like, how am I supposed to manage to not make a combat that is too difficult or too easy for my players? And I gotta say it to you, you got more control than you want, that you need, that you think so as a game master. You, first of all, HP is a lie. HP is not real. You can always adapt it to how things are going. Monster creation doesn't end until the monster is dead.
Toshi says cheat at games. Toshi says be a big fucking cheater.
It's not cheating. It's just adapting to what it should be. Look, if you don't do the math and then you just wait for the results for your math to work, it's the same. The monster was gonna have 20 HP, right? That is honestly one advice, but the other, that's the easy path for it. The other is work with strategies, make them do dumber or smarter strategies. Like, for example, going back to that monster that teleports.
Hold on, I'm so sorry. That thing that I talked about earlier is happening.
Oh, go ahead, take it along.
I'll be right back.
All right, so when we're talking about, Iris is possessing something like a Pokeball, it's shaking. Okay, I guess the possession works. Okay, going back with it. Make the monster strategize or do dumber strategies. In general, that is the easiest way to do it. Like, for example, Focus Fire is one of the easiest strategies. I always mostly don't recommend it, because if you Focus Fire on players, they're gonna be one knocked out, and then you're gonna have a player that's getting bored about it. I mean, it can be also hot monster guys, Angel. Doesn't necessarily have to be girls. Oh, you say it because of the bestiary, right, the monster book. Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Does the possession work?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I was saying that it basically was like a Pokeball seeing you shake.
Yeah.
But yeah, work with your strategies. Like, for example, the monster always teleports when they're hit. Instead of teleporting them to places hard to reach, teleport them next to another player. And stuff like that. You can always adapt the combat to make it easier or harder, because you really do control that as a game master, and you can always give it a reason why is that happening. You're giving a reason because, maybe they're not the best at fighting, maybe they are too angry to think at that moment, maybe they cannot control their teleportation at all, so you're trying to make it seem random on a way. But really, you're just giving them some advantage. or even with the random teleportation, you can suddenly get like, you know what? They teleport 30 feet up the air and they fall to the ground and they take some extra damage from that. And it makes sense. You don't have the most important thing is not to break consistency, not to break what the characters can, the monsters can actually do. And that goes with everything. You always want consistency with stuff.
Right, for sure.
Okay. So, going with monster creation, I want to talk about habits that people can have when they are putting monsters into a situation. And I know I'm now segueing away from monster creation, but this plays a big part into it because this is stuff that you should consider before creating your monster. First of all, don't make any fight or don't make any monster thinking that your players are very likely to win it. Again, you have a lot of control. Strategy wise, the game master is always at an advantage. Home is always at advantage on there's always home advantage. The other is not giving any information about the monster or whatever. It's like, oh, nobody knows anything about it. It's like, okay, why am I hunting them? Make rumors, make stuff about them. Say about, oh, they defeated this by biting. Stuff like that. Always focus on doing some rumors for any monster that you create. Don't the unexpected devil that has powers and stuff like that is not interesting, to be honest. It always feels like Garistu or Amarisu. It's just that strong enemy that suddenly appeared and can defeat enemies. It's you're pulling from your sleeve. Don't do that. Give some foreshadowing, give some information, and make some real. And of course, you can always add lies to it because people lie or people not necessarily lie, but also misunderstand stuff. Like they might see a monster flying. It's like, oh, that monster can fly and whatever. But what really was happening is that that monster has big jumps, whatever. There are small misunderstandings and there are big ones. Maybe, for example, the monster that always teleports when you hit him. Some people misunderstand that as, oh, that monster becomes invisible. And they're like, okay, they're becoming invisible. They're really teleporting and they cannot see it anymore. They're not invisible, but you know, somebody is like, they hit them and like, huh, they disappeared. They became invisible. Stuff like that. The other thing is, well, I talk about abilities, but you have to have some things to do when monster creation, and is trying to think more than just what the monster can do or the interesting concept. Now that you have the interesting concept, you grab a monster, you grab some stuff and put it together. You have this weird mash of things. You have to tie them a little bit together with adding some immersion into it, into how does it, trying to make a description of how does it look, how does it smell, how does it sound. Like I talked before about this squishing monster. I described it as I described it as squishing. People recognize that, and that became iconic in a way.
Fuck.
Bless you. Wait, if you're a demon, if I say bless you, am I cursing you?
That's fine. Don't think about it too much.
No, I'm thinking about it, but it's fine.
That's fine. It's fine.
And the other thing, if we go along with that, with tying about what the monster is, you also have to tie how society relates to that monster. Is it a frequent issue? Is it something that, you know what, they don't really know much about them because it's a sort of something that oh, Grandma knows and she's the one that's spreading the legend, but nobody has seen one in so many years. And the way they discover is because they didn't listen to Grandma and they say, oh, let's go into this cave. This is an interesting thing. Grandma says it's dangerous, but who believes that old lady? And then you unleash the Eldritch God from there that destroys the world. Listen to your grandma, kids.
Listen to your elders, everybody.
Or don't. All right, welcome back, Pi. Ugh, cause are bad. And there is another thing you can do, and we go into making monsters. You don't necessarily, when you don't want to go with the monster that is super scary, there is also put in the position of this is something easy to deal with. Like, let's talk again about the monster that can always teleport. There is in D&D a blink dog, a dog that can teleport. That is not a challenging fight. But if you're putting that, you're usually putting it in a way that is very likely that one of your players are gonna try to make it a pet.
True, yeah.
So try to play into that uniqueness of it's not actually a challenge. Bait your players a little bit into, oh, he's wagging his tail, he's thinking he's playing with you, stuff like that. Bait them. Why not? Slime one? Oh, yeah. Probably this Vysteri Pine, this legit monster book about TTRPG monsters, not related to any sort of other kind of uses for monsters. Definitely for combat. Yeah.
Don't let him lie to you like he lied to me.
Let you like he lied to me. It's not really a lie. We ended up talking like 20 minutes at our church about vampires, okay? Okay, Iris is not having it.
Not having it. Don't let him lie to you. It's a totally valid thing to have. I have a permit for it and everything. You too can get a permit for a low price of $5.99 sent to me right now.
Yeah, go to Iris' YouTube channel. Wait, no. Your YouTube channel doesn't have subscription yet, right?
No, I'm not monetized yet. I'm getting there. I'll get there.
You'll get there. Honestly, I feel like you're getting very close to it.
I just gotta get that watch time up, baby.
But yeah, do go and watch some Iris YouTube videos. They're fun. And recently, Iris did an interview about someone, which
I did.
Which honestly should. Do you feel comfortable if I advertise a little bit here?
Go for it.
Yeah. So. Where is it?
This is your channel, bud. You can do whatever you'd like.
You can do whatever. Yeah, but it's about you, so wanted to make sure it's okay. Copy message link. Okay, so well, no whatever he likes. God damn it! All right, where's it? You know, Aries, I was about to make my light through, but now Pine said that I cannot do whatever I want, so I guess I cannot.
He can do whatever. It's his channel.
He's still eating the popcorn machine next to you? I mean, why open it when it's right there? It's right there.
It's yummy.
It's yummy, yeah. Yeah.
I stuck my head in there before.
What?
Yeah. I wanted a snack.
Paris, I know we joke about it, but you know we do. Ah, wait. We don't have a business. No, it's okay. So I was about to tell you, it could be
You
an.
have a license. It doesn't matter.
I mean, we do have a license. It's somewhere. We can sell popcorn legally. Yeah. Toshi, can I drop in and eat all like ours? If you pay enough, yeah, of course. You just have to pay for the popcorn.
I'll do it for free.
I'll do it for. But yeah, you technically pay for your popcorn. I mean,
Just put me in.
just
Put me in, coach.
okay.
I'll eat it.
Okay, let's put Iris there. Can I actually do that?
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah, I can.
Can you put me in the cat? Put me in the machine.
This is your place now, Iris.
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
We're gonna eat so much fucking popcorn.
Fine. Can you pass me an image of you? There.
Hell yeah.
Getting drawn into the popcorn machine. Start munching, Iris, or you might actually drown there.
I'll be fine. It's great in here.
Probably warm and cozy, to be honest, because it's fresh popcorn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. I guess I'm taking the front again.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, Iris
Nice and buttery.
very buttery. Okay. Where is this? Okay, finally. Oh, that works fine. That works. You paid for it. I'm gonna add you too. You're gonna be on the top part. You're gonna be on the top part of the machine.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, it's too big. Let's make it smaller. No scuff. No scuff.
No scuff. No scuff.
Let me add. Oh, okay. Almost done. There we go. Now we just need to add a chroma key to this. Filters. Add chroma key. I hope this works. It's gonna be white.
Hopefully.
Similarity. There we go. Okay, kind of works. There we go.
You just get to be a ghost up there.
You get to be a ghost up there. No. It works now. It works. Wait. No, it's too much. Huh. Okay, I need to. Yeah, you're there. You're there, Pine. You're in the popcorn machine. I'm the stream now because the popcorn passed. Okay, we're going. Okay, but yeah, that's good.
So,
I gotta say this, and this is a hill I will die if I need to. Don't rely on the fucking dice for the monster to work. Don't rely on the monster having abilities to paralyze. And sorry, Iris again. I found it funny.
yeah.
Don't rely on the ability of monsters to paralyze, to do a lot of shit that really they cannot do much about it but roll a fucking dice. Because it's gonna be boring, or you are not gonna be able to show the monster's ability. Don't rely on it. If you need to, if that's the mechanic you need to go to, do it. But you wanna, when you add those abilities, you wanna do something that is not relying on it to at least express in some way. All right. Then, if we're talking, Oh yeah, my monster flopped pathetically because my rolls were shit and my players planned out how to fight them.
Can't always count on your players being smart. I should know. I'm a player. I am very rarely smart.
Yeah. I don't think it's about being smart. It's a lot of the situation as a game master feeling like, oh, the players are gonna notice this, and then you go playing it and you think it's something easy to notice, but it's easy to notice because you know. It's the whole of, oh, it's over there and you can find it very easily, but when you tell someone where is something, they cannot find it at all. It's that situation really. You have the image of it, you understand it. For people that don't, that really know how the whole concept, it's hard. It's difficult. So always go with obvious. I was the more obvious the better. The idea was that they were gonna try to flee, and it was gonna be. Oh, there's a narrow. There's gonna be the choice if they will try to escape them in the unexplored ruined city, or take the risk into a monster catching up to them while walking down the open area. They choose to stand and fight, and I had to panically figure out how to fight, but the rules weren't against me. Okay, that's a little bit difficult because this is the moment that if roles were really that bad, there is not much you can do. Is the story telling themselves? What I will tell you to do in those situations, to not do bland out like cheating, which I don't really believe much on cheating as a game master, but there is a point that the dice are trying to tell a story that you should follow it to, and that sounds like one of those situations. Make that monster a younger version of the actual monster. If they are being accompanied by an NPC, or maybe they find later nodes, find descriptions. Make a way to make a description that monster is smaller or is different than the one that you actually want them then to be afraid of. Basically, just make another monster that is more horrible. And that is a big part in monster creation, is that balance is very difficult. So don't worry too much about it. HP is just a number.
Toshi says cheat at the game.
It's not cheating. It's monster building.
Toshi says fudge your dice rolls.
I never say that. I implied
Toshi
it.
says kill your parents.
What the fuck? Okay, I definitely did not say that. Kill your character's No, don't. I will admit, I fumbles dive way too much in combat because they don't want to lose their characters and they're open about it. So that was an awkward time. Okay, I'm gonna do it. No! Don't kill your parents!
Yeah!
Oh, God, man. Okay, fine. I'm gonna say this. This is a little bit difficult. There is this game. I forgot the name right now, and I was trying to remember it. Yeah, I already said that. I didn't. There is this thing where in that game you never die. Every time you're defeated, you fall unconscious like Pokemon and get dragged either to the monster's cave or to somewhere else.
That sounds so familiar.
I forgot the name of the game, but the point I want to make is that defeat doesn't need to mean death. And this is a big part of what I mentioned about monster needs. If you make hunger a need, defeat is gonna mean death. If you make survival I need, and you add that they are like a group, defeat doesn't mean to be a death. You can always make them drag you back home to be eaten by the whole family and stuff like that, and the characters wake up in the middle of the way, or wake up, or the monsters get attacked by other monsters, and you just see some carcasses then of something that happened, or a hunter found all the characters, and then, or maybe even the villain, and that's a good way to seg you the villain that you're making, trying to make a little bit more complex. That, oh, I'm trying to make the world safer for everyone, and he saves you, and he's showing like, oh, the world's very dangerous for people, but the way he's going through it is basically genocide, or ways that really are not right, in a very morally gray to black area situation. Or wake up on a dinner plate and with a monster family saying raise before eating, which means you can kill the monster's parent. Yeah, that's something that can happen. Yeah, you can do it. Why not? A lot of times, if you have seen movies or series, when a giant captures a human, they let it leave until they're like cooking them, because they want to have the meat fresh. And you can always play around, and defeat doesn't need to be that. It can be, honestly, if your players are okay with it, I say go ahead with it. I tell my players that anything can happen, and I honestly don't take players that cannot accept character death at all, because it might happen. If I put a situation where they end up fighting hyenas or a monster that would immediately eat them alive, I am not gonna fudge it or stuff like that. It happened. It ended up happening, and it's sad. It's gonna be dramatic, but you know what? It's gonna be dramatic. Make it more dramatic. Give players a last moment of words to say as they fade away. Which is also why, like in TTRPGs like D&D, I suggest that don't make your players, when they reach 0 HP, to fall unconscious immediately. Make them only be able to be awake and speak, and not be able to do actions, but trying to recover. Because that way, players can still interact. They're not having their 2 or 3 turns where they're like, okay, you guys rolled the dice. Okay, that was your turn. Maybe you can even have them like, oh, make a little inspiration, things like, remember the time I helped you, and in the cooking, and whatever, and then this character find the moment of inspiration on another character, and then you can give them some advantage for being creative on their approach of it. I'm not being creative right now on their approach of it, but being honest about it. But there are some things that will be unexpected that will simply not happen, because any player, as soon as they start rolling survival rolls, is gonna go, okay, fuck, I'm gonna die. Somebody help me. Somebody help me outside of play. Or they're gonna go, okay, now let's scroll Twitter, YouTube. Let's do something else while I wait my turn, because nothing matters until it's my turn. It's common, and it's honestly understandable, because you're not giving them reasons to be interested on a game that they cannot do anything. That their turn is just rolling a dice and hoping it's a nat 20. Because even if they don't get the nat 20, if they survive, the solution to that is that they get to do nothing. So that is honestly a big issue with TTRPGs like 5e. Paralysis, dying, stuff like that. That's why I say, at least give them the ability to speak. Make drama, or make it so the way that, oh, somebody help me, to be something that happens in character instead of out of character.
Mhm.
So you're telling me to make it unfair or difficult, make it so that they can die and face no consequences and kill my parents. Yeah! No! Honestly, unfair difficult is, I don't believe exists. It only exists if you do the opposite of what I said before, and just bring a monster suddenly that is too strong for them to fight, and basically defeat them with no options of them running away. That is unfair difficulty. But if you tell them, oh, the strongest dragon lives on this mountain, and players decide to go, oh, let's go to this mountain, let's see the strongest dragon, and they are rude to it, and they're fighting the dragon, it's on them. They knew what were they getting into it, or they should have known what they were getting into it, or they should have researched it a little bit. There is forwarding for a reason. And dying is always a situation that can happen. Of course, it all depends on the morals. Like, for example, we go back to that villain that wants to make the world less dangerous for humans. And you know what? He's not gonna save the elf. Yes, you can make the enemies racist. That's the point of enemies, to be hated. You don't want them to be super likable. You don't want that. Because if not, if you make them super likable, super good, then at least make it so the players switch to their side. Part of your plan. Or you're gonna be surprised when it happens. I mean, Iris, if a vampire was helping you around, and you know he was offering your immortality, he always is helpful. He seems like genuinely not super nice, but you know he's nice to you. Why would not join you? Wouldn't you join them?
The thrill of it.
You wouldn't join them for the thrill of it?
Yeah.
That's fair. Last time I tried to make enemies sexist and racist, I ended up having some of the players tunnel vision on them. Yeah, exactly. That's the point. That's why you do it.
You make them like that for a reason, so that people hate them.
Exactly. Like, for example, I know that hurting animals is something that I will never do on your campaign. But if you were yellowish in that, I could easily make an enemy that you think is very nice and suddenly do something like kicks a dog or something. It's like, you're gonna hate them now. Of course, that's how it works. You need to play with your players' emotion. I mean, you need to play around with making enemies interesting. But anyways, let's move along a little bit about the topic. And Harris, we're close to being done here. Anything you want to say?
Nothing that I can think of at the moment.
All right. I think I do have some question for you before going into a more closing statement.
Yeah.
I gotta ask this. I probably already know the answer. What is your favorite monster?
Trying not to say the obvious answer, because if I say the obvious answer, I'm a hack.
You're not a hack.
If you want a really unique one that I think is pretty neat, I'm very interested in. I think the yokai Jorogumo is pretty interesting.
The what?
The yokai Jorugumo.
Jorugumo. What's? I don't know that one.
Jorugumo.
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 Jorogumo. Oh, the spider lady.
I think they're cool. I think
good choice.
Neat. I just think they're cool. I don't like spiders, but I think they're neat.
Spider ladies are cool.
Spider ladies are cool. Regular spiders, not so much. Regular spiders make me very uncomfortable.
Look, there is Black Widows and there's the Black Widow.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like Black Widows. Pi has a question. How do you test enemies without risking player deaths? If you really want to go through that route of not risking their deaths, emulate them. Literally see how much they hit, how much damage they can do. Roll the dice of around 5 turns. See how much they can do in 5 turns. Compare that to your player's HP and stuff like that. And that's all you need. Usually combat should not last more than 5 turns, and especially if we're talking about D&D. You only need to test 5 turns of the monster. If you really want to go with it. If you want to go more on monster creation on time, move their HP a little bit. They were too dangerous. You didn't plan things well. You didn't do it perfectly. It's fine. Your monster creation doesn't end until the monster is dead. Because they can always evolve. And for example, one of the things you can do is you can always add this ability to them that once they get to a certain HP level, they get weaker. Similar as you can do the opposite. Once they get to certain ability, they get stronger. Like the Hydra. If you think about Hydras, you cut their heads and then get 2 more heads and they have more attacks. That's how they work. They are monsters that become stronger as you fight them. So you can always add that. What does emulate mean? Emulate means basically do a practice run. Like simulate doing it. Like pretend you're fighting, like pretend you're rolling for the monster for a fight by yourself without players being there. Just do the rolls, the AC and all that doesn't really matter, or how much damage your players do. You can always also try to get how much damage your players usually do per round. And if you get that, you just multiply that number by 5, and that is usually how much damage they will deal on a combat. You always want to be around at most 5 turns. You can always make it more or less. In general, it's just numbers. That's the reality of it. And that's why just hitting is boring, because when you realize it's just numbers, it's just numbers. Once I posted an orc shifting against my level 3 players, and they almost died from it. And that is the thing. Strategy is something I mentioned before. Strategy is a way you can adapt it to make it easier to fight off. So for example, you make that off shift and suddenly feel like it's starting to feel too strong and too confident, and now they're suddenly taking attacks of opportunity on purpose, baiting the players and stuff like that. They're making very dumb decisions just because they think they will always win. Or they start doing decisions where they, instead of focusing on fighting the tank, they try to spread the damage a little bit more. You have a lot of control as a game master. I didn't like this book a lot because I feel like it didn't help me much. But there is a book that is about what the monster will do, like strategies for monster. You can follow that book to make the monster stronger in a way for strategies, or you can do the opposite and do everything that the book doesn't tell you to do to make them weaker. Now, Aris. Talking about making monster. Who is the monster? Frankenstein or Frankenstein monster?
On an objective level, it was Frankenstein the Doctor. Also, Frankenstein's monster is not his name. His name is Adam.
I say Frankenstein's monster.
His name is Adam.
Okay, Adam.
You be nice to him. His name is Adam because he is an original creation given life. His name is Adam.
Adam Eve thing. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Technically, it's an unofficial name, but it's been adopted by most of people who really, really like Frankenstein in general. And a lot of other media has also decided to name him Adam.
Okay, alright, so the monster, Frankenstein or Adam?
Frankenstein.
So, that is my other point. When making monster creations and not making them evil, you can always make that the reason that they're enemies or they're evil is because somebody else is making them or controlling them. A puppeteer, a master behind it all, kind of situation. And that way, you can also make the quote unquote monster betray the master, kind of situation. But yeah, that is something to say.
When you close up shop, can you leave me in here?
Are you sure? You're gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be okay.
All right. Just be careful. Don't follow along with the popcorn down. You might be ship off if that happens.
That's fine. I'll be okay.
All right. One thing I have to say is that Iris had an interview. When was the interview you had with Pisakai?
It was a while back. I had my interview with Fee, but the video itself just got posted today.
The video itself just got posted. It's a great interview, and it goes a lot into the theme of this month. So I honestly
Pride Month, baby.
Yeah. So I honestly do advise giving it a view. Even if it's not giving Iris a view, it's really great. And also go watch some Iris videos. Let's put her out to be I'm
very funny.
Yeah. As a sock puppet, a wild card, and mildly annoying, Iris knows how to commit arson. Exactly. Iris knows how to commit arson.
Yeah, I do. I was accused of arson.
Allegedly. Legitimately? What?
I was questioned briefly.
Yeah, that's the link for the Pizzica interview. I'm gonna post it on my server later. I never did that, but I should more often. I even should have it on my description, but I'm gonna put your link to your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Give me a second. There it is. All right. Now, let's let the EP demon eat and then sleep.
I'm gonna fall asleep in the popcorn. It's gonna be the best.
It's warm there.
It's warm. It's cozy.
And you get snacks.
I don't have to worry. Yeah, I get snacks too. That's the best part.
All right. So that ends episode 4. Monster mashing.
Whee!
So everyone, I hope you had fun. And time to close. Iris,
bye.
Enjoy your popcorn time.
Thank you. I will.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Monster session is gonna be smashing. Oh, we didn't plan about next session.
What do you want to do next session?
You know, we can do about items. We talk about character creation. We talk about monsters. We can talk about items.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
It's very GM stuff too, but in general, we can talk with your experiences about items of what you have done with them, stuff like that.
I've had a fair few items made for me too, so I feel like that'll be very helpful.
Okay, that's great. All right, everyone. Have a good day, good night, afternoon. I don't know, whatever times you're on. Have a good time.
Bye.
Bye.